Hi everyone, welcome to today's video on microeconomics. In this lesson, we are going to explore a fundamental concept called the production possibility frontier or PPF. Sometimes we also called it production possibility curve. So let's start the production possibility curve or production possibility frontier. By the end of this video, you will understand what a PPF is, what it tells about the opportunity cost and efficiency, and how it relates to economic growth. Let's dive in. At first, we would like to know what is the PPF. An economy can produce only two goods, just for example, cars and computers. But there are other resources like land, labor, capital, different types of raw materials which are in very limited situations. So that can be we call scarcity. The production possibility frontier shows all the possible combinations of the two goods that this economy can produce using all its resources efficiently. We can see in graphical format like this one, and the orange color curve indicated here from A to B indicates the production possibility frontier or production possibility curve. Now the question is, the PPF is typically a curve but not a straight line. Why? The question is why? Because resources are not equally good at producing everything. Some resources are better at making computers, others at making cars. Now, if we want to know the opportunity cost in terms of production possibility frontier, we can again rely on that graph, and this is the key lesson of the production possibilities curve. If you want to produce more computers, you will have to give up some cars and vice versa. Let's say the point A. At point A, we are producing only cars, and if you consider a point B, we are only producing computers. But there are other points like C, which tells us that there are some combinations in terms of producing. At point C, we are producing 20 cars and 40 computers. Now, if we consider the point D, which shows another combination where 10 cars are producing and 100 computers are producing. Now, consider that we are at situation D, or we are producing at point D, where you make 10 cars and 100 computers. Now moving from D to C, you produce 20 cars and 40 computers. So the extra cost here is the opportunity cost of those 10 extra cars is 60 computers. So we are producing 10 more cars in terms of cost of 60 computers. So we can also say that opportunity cost is the opportunity lost. Then we would like to understand the efficiency, underutilization, and unattainability in terms of this production possibilities frontier. Let's look at three types of points on the curve. First of all, on the PPF curve, each point on the top of that production possibilities frontier, a production possibility curve, actually tells us efficient level of production. So all points on top of that production possibilities curve shows us efficiency condition or efficient level of production. We can also consider the inside point of the PPF, which represents the underutilization of the existing resources. For example, and the final condition is outside of the PPF, which is unattainable. Now consider this red point where we can see the U indicates that red color point, which tells us the inefficient condition or underutilization situation. So in that case, we are not utilizing all of our resources, or it may be due to the unemployment or wasted of resources. And another point like F, which tells us unattainable situation with the current available resources and technology. So being on the curve means the economy is getting the most it can from its resources. Inside the curve, there is room for improvement, and the outside point, which is unattainable at this present situation. Now we would like to see the shifting of PPF. What if the economy grows? What will happen? Due to the technological innovation or more skilled labor that might be, so the entire PPF curve shifts outward. We can see from the graph that the entire PPF it shifts outward to the right side, meaning we can now produce more of both goods. Example, a new machine makes car production more efficient. Now the economy can produce more cars without giving up as many computers. So our bold orange color curve actually represents the old PPF, and the dashed orange color curve represents the new PPF. So we can produce more cards and more computers with the new PPF. Now we can also compare between the constant and increasing opportunity cost. So before going to analyze, this is a constant curve which shows a straight line PPF. That means constant opportunity cost, and another curve that is here, which shows that increasing opportunity cost. So sometimes the PPF is straight line, and sometimes it's like a curvature. So more realistically, the PPF is buoyed out due to increasing opportunity cost. As you produce more of one good, you have to sacrifice more and more of the other. This reflects the real idea that not all resources are equally adaptable. Now, if we want to consider a real life example, the PPF helps us about the trade offs in real life. The question is, should a government invest more in education or military? We can decide from the explanations, from the resources, from the demand of the country, which kind of commodity are more demanding by the people, by the state. And we can also face some kind of questions like, should a factory produce more of one product and reduce another? So in terms of different goods and services, PPF can help economists and policymakers as well as producers to visualize the limit of the production and the cost of the choices. Let's draw the conclusion. The PPF shows the maximum possible output of two goods. It highlights the importance of the trade-offs and opportunity cost. It reflects efficiency, growth, and choices. Now you understand the production possibility frontier. You are one step closer to thinking like an economist. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos on economics.